So here one program is there. Just write this program. In this program, I include all the main add and delete functions related with column and row. Okay, so when we learn this program, then you can understand how we can add one column or insert one column, and how we can update one column, and how we can delete one column. And also in the case of row, how we can insert row, update row, and delete row. So just learn this program. It will include all the column operations and row operations. First, I will explain this program. That is, first I create one data frame. It is df1. After that, the content of this df1, it is Ajay some marks, Rohan some marks, and index it is IPCS English. What is index? What is index, Raina? Is it column or row?
Column.
Is it column?
Row.
Oh, okay, okay. So it is either column or row. No, only two values are there. Which one is the correct one, Meghna?
Row.
It's not clear, Meghna. Is it row? Ah, okay, okay. It is row. Index means it is row. Okay, Raina? Raina, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sana, Grishma, Adul, switch on the video. So here, so we create one data frame with Ajay some value, Rohan some values, and the row names are IP, CS, and English. Okay. Then I want to perform some column operations. First, I want to insert one column. For inserting one column, you want to use df1. That is, here the content it is Ajay, Rohan, and index values are IP, CS, English. And here under Ajay it is 23, 24, 25. Under Rohan it is 34, 35, and 36. Okay, so after creating this df1, the content is just like this. Okay, so Ajay is the first column, Rohan is the second column, index means it is row name. Okay, so if any doubt related with this index, just write the meaning of that index. Index means it is row. Then, so after that, I want to add one more column. How is the column adding? It is first write the data frame name, then write the column heading. I want to add one more column, it is Amal. Okay, the column heading it is Amal. So df1 within bracket, write the column heading. So Amal, and write three values. Here we are using three values. So write three values within that list. So we can add one more column. Ashish, how we can add a column named Ashish? Ashish? Ashish?
Yes, ma'am.
How we can add a column in this df1 with your name?
Open flower bracket.
Repeat,
then
Ashish.
name, then mark.
Little more louder.
Open flower bracket. And
Is this flower bracket is needed? I will explain once again, Ashish. Listen here. For adding one column, column means this one is the column. I want to add one more column. For that, I'm using df1. df1 is the data frame name. Within square bracket, write the column heading. If you want to add a new column with heading Amal, write Amal here. and give some values. Here we are using 3 values in each column. So give 3 values. Is it clear, Ashish?
Yes, ma'am.
Then add one column with your name. How we can write the statement? DF1 within square bracket, what do you want to write?
Name.
Ashish, which is equal to within square bracket, give some values. Okay, so that is adding a column. Then how we can update a column? Update means what? Already that column is there. I want to update some marks in that Rohan. How is the statement? Same way, you just write that data frame name, write the column heading. Here we are updating the Rohan column, so we just write that Rohan. If you want to update Ajay column, write Ajay here and give some new marks. Then this, instead of this 34, 35, 36, the marks will display like 50, 50, 50. That is updation. Updation means already that column is there. We are just editing that marks, editing the marks under that Rohan. For that, the same method, but the name is already there. Here, the name is the new name. Column heading is the new column heading. That is the difference between updation and insertion or adding a new column. Then for deletion, drop is the keyword and use the column heading first. Which column you want to delete? Write the column heading, comma, axis equal to 1. What is axis equal to 1? Sneha, what is axis equal to 1? Axis equal to 1.
Drop Ajay.
Drop Ajay. What is the meaning of axis equal to? We can give axis equal to 1 and one more value to axis. If I'm giving 1 for axis, what is the meaning? One means column. Okay, so you just listen. Axis equal to 1. 1 is just like a column, no? So understand like that. That is 1 is just like a column. So axis equal to 1 means it represents a column. So 0 means it is row. Okay. So axis means it is 1. That is column is just like a 1. Isn't it? Column is just like a 1. So understand 1 is a column representation. So the other one, that is 0, is row. Okay. So by heart this one, 1 is just like a column. 1 is like a column. So for 1, we are using the term column. Then 0, it is row. Okay. Is it clear, Amal? Okay. So next one it is row operations. How we can insert a row. For inserting row, we are using log function. df1.log. Use the, here you want to insert one more row. Okay, so use that row name. Here, home science, I'm giving another subject name, it is home science, and give 3 values. Then another one, it is updation. Updation, here IP is already there. Then I want to update the IP marks. So I will use df1.log IP and give new values. So this 23, 34 and one more value is there, Amal. So it is 33. So it just replaced with 44, 44, 44. That is updation. Okay. All of you switch on the video, children. Basil, Nevin, Hanna, Muhammad, Irfan, all of you switch on the video. Sana, Abdul, Anjo, all of you switch on the video. So here, these are the column operations, 3 main column operations. Write this program and write the explanation also. Then we can understand how we can add a column, or how we can update a column. Updation and adding is same. The only difference we are using a new column heading, and here we are using existing column heading. In the case of row operation also, we are using, in the case of insert row or add a new row, we are using new row heading, and here I am using existing row heading. That is the main difference. And in the case of drop, what is axis equal to 0? Axis equal to 0 means it represents 0 represents row, 1 represents column. So for deleting a row, same drop function, but here axis equal to 0 means we can drop a row with name home signs. Okay. Amal, how we can drop IP column, IP row? IP row. I want to drop IP row. How is the statement? I want to drop this one. Just try, Amal. For
I'm df1 dot
Mm.
drop
Mm.
the bracket column IP
Correct.
bracket axis equal to 0 close bracket.
Correct, Amal. Very good. That is df1 dot drop within bracket. Instead of that home signs, write IP. You want to drop IP, so write IP within single quotes and axis equal to 0. Axis equal to 0 is used for deleting row. 0 is for row 0, row 0, 1 column. 1 is just like column, so 1 represents column. For adding column, not for adding, it is for dropping, deleting a column. So these are the 3 operations. Here it is used for deletion. Okay, so when you learn this program, you can understand how we can add a column, how we can update a column, how we can drop a column, and also row operations, how we can insert a row, update a row, delete a row. Is it clear, children? Okay. Then one more method for adding row, that is append. Okay, that is that last question. I just skipped that last question, and the mark for each question, it is 0.88. 0.88 or 0.83. Okay. So only 11 questions. 11 questions. Last question, I just avoid that last question because it is not included at that time, that topic. So that's why I just skip that question. Okay. So addition of rows. For adding a row, we are using one more built-in function, that is append. Import pandas as PD1. Here we can use PD1 or PD or any name you can give. So if there is a change in your question paper, that is if instead of PD, if it is in that question, they are using PD1, no problem. That PD1 is, we can use any valid variable name instead of PD. Okay, so here I am using PD1. Then df1 is equal to, first I am creating one data frame with some value, and df2 is the second data frame. And I am adding df1 with df2. For that, I'm using the statement df1 dot append df2. I'm just adding df1. At the end of df1, I'm adding df2. That is append. I'm inserting this df2 row to df1. For that, I'm using the statement df1 dot append df2. Here I am adding 2 rows, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So you just type this statement in your system. And when you type the programs in your system, serve that program. Okay, it is needed. So serve that program. So here you just type the program with this same column heading. Then what is the output? Just check the output. And you just replace one of the column heading with another name. That is, after executing the same program, write instead of A, in first case, instead of A, you just give C. What happened? You just check. Okay. Next period, I need the result of that program. Okay. So first you want to type the same program, run the program. After getting output, you just replace this A with C. Then check what is the output. What, Naveen? Okay, so that is append. So we are moving to the next topic in the first chapter. That is last topic. It is iterate over rows in a data frame. What is itros? What is the use of itros and itro? Two built-in functions are there. Itros and iter items. All of you switch on the video, children. Switch on the video. What is the use of itros and iter items? Itros is used to itros and iter items. Both are used for repeated display. It is not one or two row. It is used to display in sequential order, to display rows or columns in sequential order. Then what is the use of itros? ITERROWS. Itros, it is used to display row by row. That is record by record. If you want to display a data frame record by record, that is row by row, we'll use itros. The reverse, it is iter items. Iter items is used to display columns one by one. That is sequential column display. For that, we are using iter items. So these are the two functions for iteration. That is repeatedly executing some values. We are using this itros and iter items. Itros, from that name itself, itros is used for displaying rows one by one. And iter items to display columns. You just check the examples that is given in your textbook. Okay. Next one, it is binary operation over data frame. That is different binary operations. All of you switch on the video, children. Okay, here different binary operations. Which are the different binary operations? We are using add function. Add is there, subtract is there, then radd is there, rsub is there, then div is there, all the mathematical functions. So different binary operation means the operator that need two operands. Okay, so in the case of this add, we need two operands. Here, x is the first operand and y is the second operand. Okay, so in this case, we are using only one operation, that is add operation. So here, x is the first data frame and y is the second data frame. Then, I'm creating a new data frame. Creating a new data frame, it is new x, which is equal to x dot add y, comma, x is equal to 0. What is x is equal to 0, Raina? 0. What is 0? What is 0? What is 1? Okay, Hannah.
Row.
0, it is row. Correct, Hannah. Raina, column is just like 1. Okay, so X is equal to 1. Okay, learn like that. Okay, column is just like 1, so X is equal to 1. Then row it is 0. Okay, so new X is equal to X dot add Y comma X is equal to 0 means here this 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 2 4, 3 plus 3 6, then 4 plus 4 8, 5 plus 5 10, 6 plus 6 12, just like that. Okay, so X dot add, that is we are adding with Y with this X. So start with X, X dot add Y comma X is equal to 0. That is binary operation. First binary operation, it is addition. Then we can use subtraction also. In the case of subtraction, if I am using X dot sub Y comma X is equal to 0, then it will subtract 1 minus 1 0, 2 minus 2 0. All the values are same, so all the result will be 0. 1 minus 1 0, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, all the values. Okay. Then what is R sub and R add? R add and R sub. All of you check in the textbook. What is R add and R sub? Do it fast. Add sub div mul is for representing that multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. That is page number 141. Multiplication, the function it is mul, mul. All of you check what is the meaning of R add and R sub. And go through the examples. R add means right side subtraction and right side addition. So we are starting here. You just listen here. Here, X dot add means we are starting from X. That is, we are starting from left side. X dot add. So we are starting from X. But if we are using X dot R add Y comma, then it will start from Y plus X. In the case of addition, there is no difference. But in the case of subtraction, if I'm using X dot R sub, subtraction will start from, that is the meaning is Y minus X. If I'm using X dot sub Y comma, then X dot sub Y comma, then the meaning is X minus Y. Okay. If I'm using X dot R sub Y, the meaning is Y minus X. That is starting from right side. Is it clear, Amal? Okay. And Joy, is it clear?
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay. Here, if I'm using X dot add Y comma X is equal to 0. If my statement is like this, then the meaning is X minus Y. That is, first it will take the first data frame and second minus second data frame. That is the result. So that is 1 minus 1. Here, if the content is 12, 13, just like that, then 1 minus 11, 2 minus 12, 3 minus 13, just like that. Okay. if I'm using the statement x dot r add, oh, it is not add, I'm using sub. Add, there is no difference, that is why. Here, x dot add means x plus y. Then sub x dot sub y comma x is equal to 0. That means x minus y. That is 1 minus 11, 2 minus 12, 3 minus 13, just like that. And if I'm using x dot r sub y comma x is equal to 0, which is equal to y minus x. That is 11 minus 1, 12 minus 2, 13 minus 3, just like that. Now is it clear? Is it clear, children? Adul, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, these are the binary operations. The only difference is between this R sub and R add. The case of R add, there is no difference in the case of output because x plus y is equal to y plus x. So there is no difference. But in the case of subtraction, some difference is there in output section. R sub means it is y minus x. So 11 minus 1 is not equal to 1 minus 11. Okay. So here the result it is x minus y. Here the result it is y minus x, because starting from right side, that is R sub. Here this is the right side. Okay. The next is merging. Merging means combining two data frame. The keyword used it is merge. Combining two data frame, we are using merge. And here the first one, it is the left is the first data frame name, right is the second data frame name, and on equal to ID. On equal to ID means based on this ID, we are just merging. Okay, based on this ID column, we are merging. So here, in the case of merge, we are using three parameters. First two are the first two data frame that is used for combining or merging, and on equal to, on is a keyword, on equal to ID means we can give any column heading here. If I am giving ID, then based on this ID, here same IDs are there. So based on the same ID, we will merge these two data frame. Okay, so that is merge. Then before that, merging, scalar value addition is there in textbook. You just go through that. That is just add one scalar value, that is 50 to df1. Then all the values are added with that 50. That is matching and broadcasting operation. After this one, we can discuss that also. So here merge operation is used to merge two data frame. So within that merge function, you want to give three parameters. First is the first data frame. Second is the second data frame, and third parameter is the column heading that is used for common value used for considering the merge operation. Then concatenate is also there. Concatenate is same way. It is used to join two data frames. It is used to join two data frames. Switch on the video, children. Navin, Irfan, Anthony, Basil, all of you switch on the video. Concatenation, that is PD dot data frame. I am creating first data frame. Okay, Navin. So here, DF1 is the first data frame. The content is like this. And DF2 is the second data frame. The content is 0Z3 1D4. The output is not copied. Okay, no problem. Okay, so here DF1 is equal to first data frame and DF2 is equal to second data frame. Then if you want to concatenate this DF1 and DF2, the statement you want to write it is PD dot concat DF1 comma DF2. So we can just join the first one after that second one. So it will display A1, B2, C3, D4. So that is concatenation operation. So append is the for adding a new row, and merge is for combining two data frame or merging two data frame, joining two data frame, and concat is also used for joining two data frame. Merge is one built-in function, concat is another built-in function. When we are using merge, use 3 parameters within round bracket. But in the case of concat, use that two data frame within a list. Okay, two data frame within a list. Okay, any doubt in these topics? Any doubts? So next topic, it is Boolean reduction. And Boolean indexing also there. What is Boolean indexing? Boolean indexing. What is the word Boolean? Boolean indexing. Meenakshi, what is Boolean?
True or false value.
True or false value is known as Boolean. Then Grishma, what is Boolean indexing?
Giving Boolean value for index.
Little more louder, Grishma.
Giving Boolean values for index.
Giving Boolean values for index, that is row name. For that row, for some rows, we are, if this is the row values, 34, and here I'm giving 55, 56. Default row name, it is 0 and 0, 1, 2, 3, just like that. And if I want to give Boolean, instead of 0, we can give Boolean values, that is true or false, as row name. Okay, that is Boolean indexing. It is not an important topic. Boolean indexing means giving Boolean values as row name. Then Boolean reduction. Under this Boolean reduction, we are using 3 functions. First one, it is empty. It is in page number 148. In your textbook, it is page number 148. Okay. So Boolean reduction, and this Boolean reduction we are using, that is after comparison or after checking, we will get some result as Boolean value. The result is either true or false. That is Boolean reduction. Boolean indexing means for index, we are giving some Boolean value. Boolean value means true or false. So in the case of this Boolean indexing, we are giving Boolean values as row name. And here Boolean reduction. Boolean reduction means after checking, it will return a Boolean value as result. That is either true value or false value. So here, the first Boolean reduction function, it is empty. Empty returns true if data frame is entirely empty. That is, if my statement is df is equal to pd dot data frame empty bracket. Here, what is the result of this statement? If I am printing df, what is the result? Vidur? df is equal to pd dot data frame empty bracket. I want to print df. What is the result? Anyone? Meghna? Here, after df is equal to pd dot data frame, if I want to print df, then it is one empty data frame. Okay, it is empty data frame. df is equal to pd dot data frame empty bracket. It will display empty data frame. Okay, the output, it is empty data frame. Okay, so after creating this empty data frame, if I am using this empty function, here this E is small letter, okay. It will return true because this df is entirely empty. So this empty function is used to check if that df is empty or not. If it is empty, it will return true value. Otherwise, it will return false value. Okay. So the statement used, it is df dot empty. Here I am creating a data frame df. So df dot empty. Okay, print df dot empty. So empty is a built-in function that is used to return a true value if that data frame is entirely empty. And all returns true if all the elements in the series or data frame non-zero, non-empty, not false. That is just opposite to empty, it is all. Okay, empty, it will return true value if the data frame is empty. And if at least one value is there in the data frame, then it will display true if we are using all. Okay. So if we are using all, it will return true if all the elements in the series are non-series in the case of series or data frame. That is non-zero, not empty, or not false. Then any performs OR operation. That is, if any of the values along the specified axis is true, it will return true value. Unlike DF, so different Boolean reduction functions are empty, all, and any. Empty will return true if all the values are empty. That is, there is nothing in the data frame. If the data frame is entirely empty, then the result it is true. And all is just opposite to empty. Any value that is, if the this function will return true if all the elements in the series or in a data frame axis are non-zero, non-empty, or not false. In a data frame, if any of the value is false or any of the value is there, non-zero value is there, and or if there is a mix of zero value and non-zero value, then it will return true. That is OR operation. The case of this any. Okay. So these are the Boolean reduction functions. Then what is the use of head and tail? Same as that of series. Head is used to display first rows. If I'm using head empty bracket, it will display first 5 rows. Tail will display last 5 rows. And if I'm giving one integer here, head of 2 means it will display first 2 rows. Tail of 2 means it will display last 2 rows. Okay. So these are the different functions related with data frame and also series. Then combining data frame. That is, we already discussed that combining. Comparing the series. For comparison, which operators are used? For comparison, Anna, which are the operators used for comparison? Operators used for comparison. That is less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to, just that is relational operators. Okay, using that relational operators, we can compare 2 strings and 2 data frame.